Okay. Okay, my name is, of course I have an alias name, I'm going to use that. So, 3, 2, 1. Thank you all for coming here. My name is Ivan Teller. For you viewers out there, it's Saturday. Angel, I'm going to go to the date, doesn't matter. As of today, the world is still asleep to extraterrestrials, and this channeling is to help others wake up and to the fact that we are not alone, and to help others that are able to channel, find encouragement to tap into their energies, into their talent. There are many messages out for all of us, and this will be seen as the norm eventually. Anything different is always seen with skepticism, of course. Let's see here. I was going to go a little bit into my background, because I don't know if any of you know. I'll give you a little bit. I'll get to a little bit more than I told others. Back in 2008, when the stock market crashed, that's when I started researching like what is going on and all that, and they said others predicted this, and I found David Icke on YouTube. He was on Coast to Coast, and David Icke talks about reptilians. So it's like, oh, I'm on board with that. That's crazy. That's awesome. Of course, after a while, I didn't see any reptilians, so I started saying, I don't know if this is true or not. So I got into conspiracy theory stuff. I got into Alex Jones. I don't know if you're familiar with Alex Jones. His conspiracy, yeah, he cries all the time on the radio. He cries more than Glenn Beck does. They're all the same in the end. But Alex Jones does have some stuff that is very accurate, but he gets kind of overblown about the Illuminati. So I did a lot of stuff on Porter's documentaries, looking at stuff, things of that order. And fast forward to, I went to a psychic circle last year. They told me, my guides told me to become a psychic. It's like, okay, I'll do whatever you told me. That doesn't resonate with me, but I will do what you say. So I went to a psychic circle in Tampa, and that was Jethro Smith, who was my mentor. He knows, he's a Native American. He knows everything about spirituality. Of course, you bring up aliens, that's where it sort of stops. So I learned how to protect myself through light energy. Oh, I have to go into this. Yeah, I was like one of the most powerful. I mean, I was clairvoyant. I didn't have to use tarot cards or anything like that. It was a little bit different. He was. Of course, my readings sort of made a couple of people mad because I would see things that they didn't want to hear. I told them things they didn't want to hear. So my reputation didn't go too good, and it didn't really feel right anyway. I mean, this is good stuff, but you know how it goes.
It shouldn't have been off.
You know how that happens.
Sorry, it's off too.
Just, yeah, I've been there.
Wow.
I started doing writing and stuff. I was trying to become a screenwriter, and then I learned the techniques of it. And so I tried to become a psychic. Didn't really feel right during the psychic circle stuff. Sort of took a break from that. Went to writing. Found, of course, I was at work, minding my own business. Felt someone was talking to my guide said, look up reptilian channeling. So I looked up on YouTube where I was going to find that. And I found Human Colony, and they channel UFOs. They channel all these different UFOs. It's like, this stuff is great. So I got into that. So I'm just giving you like the short version. So I was working on a story. It's like, hey, why not just write fiction on this stuff? I was going to write about Atlantis. This is one of the stories I wanted to write since high school. I was going to write about reptilians, and it's like, this is kind of important because it's kind of like a character like in Planet of the Apes. The main character is like Charlton Heston, very human, he's got issues. He's like Martians they're like humans. Martians come to ancient Earth during Atlantis, before Atlantis actually, and he feels like strange, like there's like something not right here. It's like I feel like there's like reptilians here, and they're in the skies. It's like and people think he's crazy and all that. Sure enough, they start taking over the world. He, he kills his wife, things like that. So he just learns how to kill them, which is not easy. So these astronauts cannot die. They live forever because they're from Mars. I don't know why. Anyway, he learns how to kill them. So he keeps trying. He keeps getting killed like 30 times. Learning how to kill a reptilian. Eventually, he does kill a reptilian. And this is all in my head, This is a story I'm going to write. And then I'm in my car with Starbucks. It's like, this is going to be really cool. I never told anybody about this. And then I hear this voice saying, "You cannot defeat us." It's like, I knew exactly who that was, too. That was a reptilian. So, yeah, it was real muffled. It was in my ear. I know exactly who it was. It's like, that is so badass hearing that. It's like, that is so... So I learned, like, you could tap into the extraterrestrials' energy. So I can do that with people. I can read them. I tap into their energy. It's like, okay. So I'm just... Why not tap into aliens instead? It's like, why not? So I tapped into reptilians' energy, just focused, reptilian, tap in their energy. They did not like that. I heard another voice. It's like, you think you're really smart, don't you? I heard that. So it's like, this is Anunnaki. It's like, I was told Anunnaki exists. It's like, okay. That was really neat because just focus on it, you tap into their energy, and I felt this like 9, 10 foot tall being standing right next to me. So, and that was an Anunnaki. It's like I guess I've had a past life as an Anunnaki also. So, I'm kind of all over the place with this, but, so I was going to do lectures on this stuff, and like channel, I had a reptilian talking to me. He said I was a high-ranking reptilian. It's like, okay, that's really out there. It's like, okay, great. And I channeled there on their planet. It's like, and if anybody was wondering, I am a we call it a starseed Zeta Gray. Of course, I've been on a reptilian planet also, so that's why I guess my face structure. But I guess around here is where the Zetas have like their eyes are kind of deep. So there's more to it than this. Yeah, I did a lecture with Tony Valen. It wasn't as big as this, but it was a pretty good group about what I'm picking up when I'm channeling. As for tapping into energies, I never actually trans-channeled. And I was talking to Tony one day. It's like, I'm not sure if any of this I'm getting is right. You kind of need to actually channel an alien. Then I know I'm getting this stuff. It's more accurate than me just guessing. Or I'm hearing voices. I tap in their energy. They talk to me. Hopefully I'm deciphering this all right. But if I channel one, then I feel more confident. So I downloaded an audio I found a psychic on YouTube. Of course, I forgot her name, but Betsy Morgan, I think. And she had an audio. She walks you through trans-channeling. So I bought it. It was on the Eyes of March this year. So now I have a date. So I know. So I've been channeling for 4 months now. The 15th of this month. So that's close enough. So I got the audio, and I tried it. Just walks you through a meditation. You clear all your chakras to do that. My guide changed everything. Changed around what she was saying. But either way, I channeled my spirit guide was the first one I channeled. The second one was the Zeta Gray, which you will never find anybody doing. I think one person has done it. So, of course, I felt the Zetas around me before this. They're around me. He's like, oh, he's all mad again. It's like, I can hear him. It's like 3 or 4 of them around me. It's like, this is just not normal. So now I have a Nordic, a tall blonde. He's to my right. Left. I have reptilians over here. These are alpha draconians. These are positive draconians. These are the ones was a higher-ranking reptilian. Of course, they're not perfect. Nobody is. As for the Zetas, they are trying to, as for why I'm here, my purpose of channeling, I've already asked another channel about this. My channeling is to help other channelers and begin the awakening for aliens, basically. This is the start. So others, to become the norm, it's not going to happen tomorrow. Many wish it would happen tomorrow, and they won't have to stop saying that. They're driving us all nuts. But and this human colonies, the ones I'm connected with, it's humancolony.org. They have an organization. It's very of light workers. They do galactic languages. So I do galactic languages. Never understood that till now. So that's about. Of course, that's the short version of everything. And I'm basically understanding whatever is really important. Oh, before I started channeling, I asked my guides, like, should I really even do this? Like, am I like wasting my time? I felt this like, I was in my car. Usually everything happens in my car for some reason. I felt this energy behind me. It's like huge, like a wave. It's like, yes, you can do it. It's like, okay, what am I? It's like, I never saw this coming ever. So channeling aliens, I never saw this, in kindergarten. I never knew I'd be doing this. I do, yeah, especially when you feel like there are Earth star seeds here, meaning you're created with this world. Then you go off to other worlds, so everyone's been somewhere else. But this is home to Earth star seeds, and I am not one of them. I'm from somewhere else, and I always felt that, so now it all makes sense. And there's many here that are just actually completely aggravated, because they know they're from somewhere else and they don't understand it, and they're ready to go home. And that's understandable. So life is not easy for them, but it's not easy for anyone. But the whole point of them here is to raise the energy of the world and get used to this, because this is going to become the norm eventually. So this is just a start. It has to start somewhere. It's going to start small. And that's enough of that. I can channel different beings. I'm going to leave that up to you guys. Who would you like to hear from? I have a Nordic, it's a tall blonde, it's a Palladian. They have links to humanity, creating humanity. Reptilian, if you want to talk to them, they have plenty of this today. So if you want some animation, you can get it. So, whatever. Reptilian, yes.
Is there a way, do you have a way to channel and talk to Sannyasi? Do you have any contact with her?
Who is that? Is that?
She's a Pleiadian.
Channeling certain ones. At this time, it would be ones that I'm familiar with, but
That makes sense.
you might be able to connect through the ones that I'm talking to that might have connections with that.
Yeah, they'd be familiar.
Go with what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, let's go with that, because
Get better
Okay.
information.
you can do, yeah, it's better the ones that channeling through me at this time, or you can say I've been prepared for this, they know obviously this is coming, so. Is it reptilian? Okay.
Do you know any Lyrians?
Oh yeah, of course. Yep.
Okay.
So does that have to vote reptilian first, and
You want to do three or just two?
we can do it.
You said don't stay here all night, no.
Yeah, we can.
Let's go with it, okay? One at a time.
I want to ask you which one is the Rocky, Milwaukee? The tall one?
Anunnaki?
Yeah,
Anunnaki.
I got a question for them.
Okay, well, can't channel everybody, but
Okay,
these
if
ones
you
that.
guys come up.
Alright, let's see what we got. Alright, we'll just let Reptilian come in first. I can give his name, Novak. I could channel a couple reptilians, but Novak seems to be he's an Alpha Draconian. He's still new to channeling through me. I have another one called Ping Pong Elvis. So that went really well. So it's they got a sense of humor. So these are like the neutral reptilians, and Novak is still, he's on Earth. And, okay. Alright, catch you guys later. So I have to go into a meditation. So it might be a couple minutes. Usually I go quicker during the circle. But alright, catch you guys later. connection worthwhile to all of you. Some of you can be impatient at times, especially in your car, it seems. That's okay. Yes, I'm green. I go by the name Novak. It's easy to remember. Humans are so just, oh gosh, just so anal sometimes. You know, you guys gotta toughen up a little bit. You know, this whole, some of you seem like you all have schizophrenia at times. Oh, just, you know, worrying about things that aren't important. It's human relations, I understand. Yes, there are reptilians here. Some are here right now, you just don't see them. There's 2 over there, 3 over here. They're quiet, don't worry about them. Observing, telling their bosses what's going on. There's no negative ones here. If they're here, you know it. But they do know about this happening. If you wonder about me, I am from your planet. I was created on this world. Reptilians, Afro-Draconians, we've been here for forever. Some don't want to, you know, stay where they are. We're underground usually because we can't exactly get in a car and drive around and buy stuff like you guys. Of course, we don't buy stuff, but our feeding frenzy does not exactly, I don't think you'd find it appetizing when you watch us eat, so it's better we're underground. This communication is to let you all know that we are here. And it's time to what we call grow up a little bit. Of course, you're growing up, pay bills, do what you're told. Yeah, that's great. But you're all going to be going through many cycles of awareness, so you might as well get used to it. And this is not our decision. This is your oversoul decision, your spirit world wishes for your world to wake up. Many of you that are, when you go to sleep, you don't realize that you go into that is your real life. You go into astral, you talk to your guides, your higher self, things of that sort. And then when you wake up here, you're back in dreamland. Paying your bills, doing what you're told, go to your job you really don't want to go to. But understand, this is going to change. When you wake up from your sleep, you're going to still be more aware that you were somewhere else, such as heaven, another planet, whatever works for you. Some of you go over across the universe, you have no idea. You just wake up, oh, I have to go to my job, and yada, 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 and become a good slave. This is all going to end. Oh yeah, if you want to know what I look like. Green, 4 feet, 5 feet tall. I have no hair. And I look better than most reptilians, if you're wondering. They can't handle my good looks. They just can't handle it. Now I get to channel through humans now, and that pisses them off. But they're okay. They can handle it. So if you have any, there's a lot of questions. Yeah, what is on your mind? Anybody have any questions, or you just want me to yap for a while? Anything?
Are you involved with the new developments at the Hadron Collider in CERN?
Not us, no. There are reptilians that are malevolent, that are involved with that. Some Syrians that are malevolent also are involved with that. They want to plan a destruction of this planet, basically. Keep you in third density, keep you away from your potentials. Right now, you're nowhere near, you're like 10% of yourself. You guys are so much more than what you are. But yeah, there's a lot of dark stuff that happens there. Is there anything else you want to know
How can
about?
we help change this third density, this control they have?
Well, you got to start with yourself. This is your spirituality. You connect with your spirituality, connect with nature, connect with yourself, it will help you connect to your guides. And this energy will, your point of view will become resonant. When you're verbal about what you believe in, things that you see, others will hear it. Yeah, they'll say, "Oh, you're just crazy," and then eventually it will eventually snap in that maybe there is a truth to some of this, because it's, your world just doesn't make any sense, and that is the whole point of it, isn't it? It's to keep you locked in. It's a prison right now. That's pretty much. There are not just reptilians. Nordics are part of this. Several species that saw that humans don't really wish to be spiritual. They want to be controlled. Not all, but some. So this control grid, you could say, eventually took over your whole planet. Of course, it doesn't have a full hold, and some psychic abilities can see us very clearly. And of course, when that's mentioned, everyone calls them crazy, but we are alive and well, trust us. But as for waking up others, it's just basically be yourself and don't be muted. Say what's on your mind, what you see. That's fine if they see it as crazy. Some will stay in dream state. That is they just wish to do it. But if you wish to open up, you'd be surprised what you see. You say, "Oh, I'm just making this up." That's not true. That's just my imagination. That's not true either. What you're seeing is real. And this will become your reality eventually. And also, if you wish to wake up others, do a prayer on it. Ask your Lord, ask your guides. They will guide you to this. Because the doorways are opening. Extraterrestrials can now speak to humans. There was a lock on your world for us not to be involved. That was removed in 2012. So this is basically planned for a long time. As you can see. It was not the end of the world, it was a dawn of the new age. For some it's the end because they lose their control. And that is your elites. They are losing their control. There is, you think your humans are bad. These elites are a lot worse. They're like little kids. They're really bad. They're like adult, like babies. And they get everything they want. They can do whatever they want. They're so psychotic now. I mean, they're worse than we are.
How did they get these positions?
What, for the elites?
How did they do that?
This was picked during your Atlantis time. They were chosen. Some had a bloodline, that's the reptilians, negative ones, not us. We are the friendly ones. Of course, that's hard to imagine, isn't it? We are friendly draconians. Of course, we don't exactly have the best reputation. But your negative reptilians, malevolent, whatever you call them, they found many families that they wanted to procreate with because they had the same mindset as them, world domination. They had a talent for brainwashing. And so these families became your elites. This took time. This was not something that happened overnight. Their bloodlines were mixed in human DNA. These humans started having children as reptilian children, and yes, it got a little weird. DNA was extracted, rearranged. You could say they're engineered. These elites are more aware of things than you are. Many of them have a snake type of bloodline. It is reptilian, but it's mostly snake as you get to the higher regions. The higher ones are the most psychotic. The lower ones are, oh, they're pansies too. Gosh, sakes. They're like millionaire, billionaire babies. They think they're all in control. Their ego is just, some of us just want to eat them and not even do that. Just spit them out. God, I don't waste your time with that. But for the ones at the top of your, we call pyramid of the Illuminati, are very psychotic. They aren't human. They are somewhat, not anymore. They have been to Mars and other planets. But yeah, Egypt is really where it was all activated. This is the plan went into your global domination, at least their global domination over the human species, was during Egypt, during the late periods. There's many, yes, as much of Egypt has been forgotten. It was actually a very nice place. Very tropical, very nice. Obviously not anymore.
I think I have a very intelligent, common sense kind of question. Sincerely, truthfully, I've in the past been apprehensive about your race because in our nature on the human planet, reptilians seem to be predators. So, but I'm willing to have an open mind. I've gained a very much more open mind since I was younger, and I just would really like to know what the reptilians' agenda is. What's the purpose of reptilians on this planet?
There's different reptilians, so different ones have different agendas, such as other species have. Everyone has their own agenda. Your reptilians, let's start with our race. Us Afro-Draconians, the nice ones, we don't care what the human race does. We do wish for them to wake up. We do wish for them to find themselves, because it'd be amusing once they wake up to our presence. We like to have a conversation with them, teach them things. They teach us things all the time. But it'd be nice to have a one-on-one conversation with you instead of this whole secrecy situation. We like talking to humans, but of course we're not exactly fun to look at to a human perspective. We don't realize that you humans are so much like us. You have no idea. Anunnaki also, but more reptilian. You do have Anunnaki DNA, all of you do, but you're still very similar to us. As for your malevolent reptilians, what they want is they have many agendas. One of them was to end this planet, and there was a timeline where they did, or at least attempted to. They want to end this planet because, yes, they were here first. They don't want humans here at all. They don't like humans. They think they're just ignorant and stupid, things of that sort. You're probably going to hear a lot of that from them. So if you start seeing negative ones, that's what I'm going to do. You're going to hear them just rattle off like an old man. Their female reptilians that are malevolent are becoming more sympathetic to humans. So they're becoming more or less aggressive, but the males they don't want humans to wake up, they don't want humans to have this world, they don't want you here, period. But they have lost control as for wiping you out, because they have tried many times. You obviously see the wars of your histories. Gee, I wonder who was part of that. And who was eating those humans? That happened. Of course, your history does not have that, but it did happen. So understand, you look at your history, there's many bloody wars. Reptilians were all over that, their fingerprints. But as for today's, right now, they just wish to keep this world from knowing itself. Of course, they do not have powers. There's too many positive, not just reptilians, but other positive species. You spoke of Wirin. They are the felines. They are helping. There are Syrians here, Pleiadians. This is practically a Pleiadian planet. Obviously, Pleiadians look like you guys. Similar, not the same. So, many reptilians wish to bury your planet and just move on to another world because that's what they do. They do not have the power to do this anymore. There's been many wars going on. You're just unaware of it. That is all. If you feel energies where you're very tired, there's activity going on. You're just unaware of it. If any of you feel tired, it's because there's something happening around you or to you, at least. But there's always a positive species there to help you. Always. There's so many positive species here to keep your world from being crushed. Because your species now has so much different DNA at this time, you will be able to create several species once you go into a higher density. You'll be creating your own humans, your own reptilians, and things of that sort. Yes, there is a word of 10,000. I believe it's actually around 100,000. Oh, yes, you're canine. Yes, there's canine beings here too, if you're wondering. Humanoid canines. Let's see that in your evening news. Eventually, it will be. They won't be able to push this aside, but this will not happen fast. As for your awakening, it will take, some say 200 years. Some say 4. It all depends. 200, it does make sense for 2, but these things between now and end of this year, you will see a great awakening of alien knowledge. Just will increase, and your media will not be able to ignore it. As for this year is unknown, but in the coming years they will not be able to ignore it anymore. Of course, they'll call it Scientology at first, call it a cult, and then they'll realize that this thing is very real because there's no cult there. This is you becoming you, and they don't understand that. But yeah. Most on your world, yes, your question is actually very long. The answer is like really long because your elites are keeping your society asleep the most because they're human. They have more power. Reptilians don't have this power because they're not human. Your human elites see they're humans, so if this is their world, we can do whatever we want. But you have the power to not be controlled by them, but not be manipulated by them. You have the power to control your life. It is what you want. You do not have to be a victim. You do not have to be sick. You don't have to be on these medications. You have the power to put yourself on a timeline where things are working out, where you can have the positive things happen for you. Instead of being the victim of your life, you can have control. You are not knowing this. Many do not realize this. And these teachings will increase. Okay, I've had enough. Anybody else?
Is there a ruler of the aliens? Is there a leader? Are there different factions?
There are different factions, yes. There's the Galactic Federation of Light. There are many different groups. The Zetas have theirs. Felines have theirs. There is one called, yes, Gerfiknir. This Gerfiknir is part of your weather, to help your weather. There is an elephant species. They have their own group. They are helping with your weather also. Spirituality, yes, and also with sound, they're helping. Sound energy helps with your Earth's vibration because there's so much negativity here. It sort of shakes off the dirt. Let's put it that way. But yeah, it's a Galactic Federation of Light. Understand, your world is getting very close to being accepted into the Galactic Federation of Light. Meaning that you will go into, if anyone understands fourth density. Fourth density is meaning your bodies become lighter, you become more spiritual. You will be able to manipulate energies such as walk through walls and things like that. On our density, on fourth density, I'm in third actually. Fourth density, because I'm a higher third than you guys are, so I can do certain things, have technology to do certain things. In fourth density, you can walk through walls and things of that sort. Those that are here right now, this house is not, to them it's not even there. It's like a ghost. So they can walk through anything. It's no big deal. It's Your world to them is a ghost world. So they can travel, they can do whatever they want, they can think and be in a different place and things of that sort. This is where you're heading. The Galactic Federation of Light is a peaceful council where they are part of all federations of the universe. And you all, once your energy levels get to after first contact, basically, is when it's going to happen. During this first contact is when you will be accepted into the Federation of Light. Actually, it'll be a couple years after that. First contact is up to you, though. That's going to be a while. Your world is too busy having its problems, which is normal. For us, it's not. It's like, oh, when are you guys going to figure it out? That's how our perspective is. It's like, we see what you're going through. Oh, this and that race, and oh, that flag, and things like that. It's like, we understand what you're going through. It's like, we're just sort of waiting. It's like, okay, are they going to get over all that and just start loving each other, care about each other? No. Eventually they will. You see the good in humans. It's just that you're not connecting. But you're getting, it will happen. It takes time. Yes, I understand. There's trust issues. Gee, I wonder why. People run around guns. Yeah, your world's not exactly easy to live in. This will thin out over time. And as your energy is raised, you'll be able to see everything around you. So you're not be worried about anyone come after you with a knife at night and things of that sort. Because you put yourself into an energy level where these things will not bother you. And they won't. And you will have a full understanding of it instead of hesitation. These things you will know when it happens. You will know, you will have confidence in yourself. Okay. Hopefully I answered that. Yes, where I am right now, there's many reptilians listening, positive ones. There are negative ones, but only at a distance. They realize they're not welcomed here. Many species, Palladians, have kept them away from this spot. So don't worry about feeling their energies. I don't believe they'll be knocking on your door or anything like that.
Novak, you mentioned that we should reach out to our gods to assist us in our awakening. Can you tell us a little bit about your god?
Our god is a reptilian god. A male and female warriors that fight against darkness. And also light, because some in the light aren't always. Some are in the light that are hidden. They hide their darkness within the light. We were taught to scan energies and use our telepathic abilities so we are not tampered with. Our God is a God of many. It's it's very similar to yours. It's not just one God. We see it as thousands of gods. And ours is of our race, to keep us reptilian, to keep us positive in our own ascension process, and to keep our honor with others, so we don't turn into the dark side. We keep our peace of mind without because I understand we have our issues also. Our gods are benevolent, and even us, we don't even understand them, just as you. You understand your gods, but there's still mystery there. We have the same thing. Well, obviously we have spirit guides that are godlike, so we can feel that we come from someplace else. Of course, ours of honor, respect, creativity to spread our reptilian, our race across the galaxy, to bring knowledge to others, to bring the universe closer to themselves, to bring us all together. But of course, without darkness, there is not light. And darkness helps teach us. Who are we to find our own identities within darkness? Do you wish to be dark, or do you wish to be of light? That is up to you. We are tested no different than you are. And also our God is of a warrior with a sword of light. That's all I have. Nothing else.
What is the meaning of the statues in Easter Island, and who put them there?
Atlanteans that lost their island, basically. So, Lemurians also, you can say when you call it your rapture, something like that happened. There was much alien activity there, mostly in Yell. If you're aware of who they are humanoid. Easter Island is a sacred, it was to bring back the Atlantean mindset, to bring back what was forgotten. And some of that actually worked for a time being, but darkness over your world consumed the light in many ways. So the extraterrestrials that were working with Easter Island left, as many fractions became of darkness. There was actually many reptilians there, positive ones actually. During Atlantis, there were many species there, Yell, Palladian, reptilian, positive reptilians. But yes, mostly Atlantean. Of course, your history books don't believe that stuff, so good for them. Much about Atlantis has been skewed because there's many, understand many historians, the master historians, the ones that know what exactly happened, don't want the world to remember what happened in Atlantis. They want to keep it all as a mystery. They don't want you to realize your potential. That's why it was lost. That's why all has been destroyed. Oh, it's just a fable, don't worry about it, it's no big deal. It was very real. If you realize how real that place was, this is where you're headed again. This is where you're going. You're just re-remembering all these things, that's all. Some of you here have had Atlantean past lives. You just don't remember it. Hopefully that answered that.
What have you learned about the universe?
It's cold. It's rough. It's not easy. You can get lost out there. That's why worlds are so much easier to be a part of. When you have to fly a ship through all that, it's just, oh jeez. Sometimes we don't know if they're going to make it. There are chances. It depends on what's going on. The universe is it's unpredictable. But as for races and all of that, we are fine with them. We've learned to be more friendly to other races. This is not easy for us. Usually we want to eat them. But we got out of that phase. But there was a phase when we were just chomping down everything. We have many lessons we got to learn. Table manners, things of that sort. We're still learning that.
What do you eat?
Cats,
Not anymore.
not anymore.
It's sometimes more insects. Let's put it this way: we have our food shipped in. Let's put it now. We can't eat the food on your world anymore. Some can. I don't. But there's insectoids that you haven't even seen. Large ones, like big as an elephant. Good too.
What kind of mechanism, I can't think of the word. How do you fuel in the sun? How do you receive fuel from the sun?
Are you warm-blooded?
Yeah, it does bother us sometimes. Some of us are warm-blooded, not all of us. Yeah, the more cold-blooded you are, the more you don't care about anything. You just seek and destroy. I'm more warm-blooded, so yeah, it does affect me. But I like warm climates, such as your Nevada. Nevada is really where I reside at this time, underground, of course. Underground facilities that we created. Of course, I'm not going to give you the address. As some reptilians say, I'm at the beach. And some aren't. You just don't realize it. There's many. There's nothing else. I'm going to leave you guys be. There's somebody else who wants to say hello.
Who repaired our Hubble telescope?
Did what? Repair? Or
Yes.
build?
Repair.
When?
When it lost its ability to function, when it was out past Mars.
You got a year for this? Or
It was 3 years ago.
I gotta tap it to that. Who? Most likely, Palladians were part of that. Palladians, Wierans that were working with the government. They were sort of made their alliance. I scratch your back, you scratch mine, or as usually how it goes, we scratch the government's back and they don't scratch anybody's back, they just do whatever they want. Say, what else do you have that we can use? And we'll get back to you about helping you. They're good at taking, I give them that. They're so selfish. God, if you only knew. What you see is a small part of how just degenerate these people are. They're just, whoa. They don't care about the human race either. I mean, some reptilians don't. Humans don't.